Hello and welcome to another episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly, joined as always by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Hello.
Hello.
It's a Q&A again. You have Qs, we will A them. I will do this joke every time we do a Q&A. And the reason why we're doing this is because, we felt like giving ourselves a bit of...
I was going to say we should pull the curtain back. This is a pulling the curtain back ass episode. So we're doing this because we're banking episodes before November. I was going to say goes off, but unfortunately, due to the fascist nature of the United States, you are no longer going.
No.
But begins the Well, There's Your Problem tour.
Yes.
Which is going to be a shitload of work in the early hours of the morning for our dear friend.
It's interesting. I'm working a night shift for a week, functionally. And what that amounts to is appearing on Broadway from home. Which
sucks. I'm so
cool.
like I would fucking hate this much.
It's okay. I mean, I'm sad too, and you know, obviously, I'm sort of like sad for people who wanted to come out and see me as well. I just it's so unpredictable with the border right now, and so I'm just stuck in this position where it's safer for me to do it this way, but so that is gonna like absolutely fuck my ability to think about movies at all.
Yes. No, it's going to be a big thing for you.
You're going to be on Broadway, though. That's cool.
Yeah, Sony Hall.
You're going to be on Broadway more than I've ever been.
First of us on Broadway.
I had no idea until they told me the venues. But yeah, so we're doing, 5 shows, something like. And it's going to be a good time. So I think probably too late to get tickets unless...
I believe that this episode will come out on first is going to be Transporter 2, then the 8th for Conclave, and then we're long gone. It will come out on the 15th of May, probably.
I hope you all enjoyed my onstage meltdown or whatever else happened.
It will be post-tour that this drops, and we've recorded it pre.
Perfect.
We actually did get a bunch of questions that were just like, do you ever consider doing a Canadian live show?
I would love to. I would be thrilled, genuinely.
We'd need a visa for that too, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we would, but fortunately Canada at the moment has the accolade of not being part of America. And
it would of course be a woke visa or visa wokeism, which would allow us to be the genders that we are.
Visa wokeism. Yeah. They probably wouldn't put us into any rooms or anything.
Yeah.
So we decided to do a Q&A. We used to do this every 5 bonus episodes, if you cast your mind back to 2021.
Really? Wow.
This was every 10 episodes we would do. Yeah, genuinely. During our first season. Our last one was, in fact, just before the Johnny English live shows.
Okay, perfect. Good time to be doing one again.
So it's
all right.
About once a year.
Hit me with it, question master.
Let's start out. Let's pull the curtain back. Start out with El Clasico. What are we reading right now? What are we watching? What are we listening to?
Ooh.
I just finished the other day Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I have been reading the novel and watching every adaptation of Moby Dick that I can get my hands on. Spoilers, my next bonus pick is the 1956 adaptation of Moby Dick, because I'm playing a big role this summer for which it is relevant as part of my research. So I've just finished reading that, and I've also started reading a manga series. Nerd alert!
A manga?
Is that allowed?
Yeah.
Manga. We got a manga
I blame
everywhere.
Morgana Ignis. I'm reading a manga series called Eden. It's an endless world, which is very difficult to get in English because it had a very limited run in English. I've managed to get the first 6 books. If anyone knows where to get books 6 through 12, let me know. So I've read book 1 of that. So far, there's a character who has the body of a prepubescent girl, but the mind of a 40-year-old woman. And I'm like, not mad about that. But the rest of it's really good. Cyborgs and shit. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Dev, do you want to go first or shall I?
Yeah. I've been trying to read a lot recently. I feel like I've lost a lot of attention span from the phone. So I desperately need to get a brain back in my head. So I've been reading a bunch of books. I've read How the Railways Will Fix the Future by a friend of the show, Gareth Dennis, which is fucking fantastic, and you should pick that up. I just finished A Spectre Haunting, which is China Mayville's like companion for the Communist Manifesto, like explainer. What else? What have I been watching recently? You might need to fill in for me while I think about what I've seen.
I'll fill in for you. So, in terms of reading right now, aside from also doing the live shows, I'm working on my dissertation. So all the reading I'm doing is focused on that. So primarily, I'm reading a lot of Judith Butler. I'm reading a lot of criminology and a lot of sort of like semiology around
What's
that.
semiology?
Semiology is the woker criminology, because criminology is an inherently kind of like imperialist, like disciplining science, right? And so semiology is it would be like a study of harm, right? And so the kind of big debate in the field right now is whether or not like it's still even like possible or desirable to still do criminology. But so my dissertation is on trans feminine prisoners as a moral panic, and moral panic is a kind of like term of art in the social sciences. So I'm using Stan Cohen's Folk Devils and moral panics for that.
Dan, could you send me a semiology reading this? Because this could be a good philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. I will do.
Really
yeah,
fascinating.
In terms of movies that I've seen recently, I'd say one of the best movies I've seen recently and had a huge impact on me was I saw Capote, the Truman Capote biopic with Philip Seymour Hoffman, which is just straightforwardly, it's just great. Like, absolutely deserved every accolade he got for that performance. And I mean, really sort of paints him as this kind of like monster in a lot of ways. It's really fascinating. It's certainly not like sort of like flattering in a lot of ways. I also recently saw Operation Avalanche, which I don't want to talk too much about because like, it's better if you go in knowing as little as possible. But it's a great little like indie sort of like partially found footage, partially edited movie that has so much to say about like hoaxes, right?
I love found footage movies. I've really taken off with found footage movies recently. I don't know why. It's just such an interesting genre to explore. I've watched every David Lynch film since he died. I hadn't watched any beforehand, and it was just the push I needed to like just crack into them, and they are fan-fucking-tastic.
I've been saving them. I've been putting it off until I can like really like give it 100%. You know.
Blue Velvet, fantastic. Mulholland Drive, fan-fucking-tastic. I haven't gotten around to watching The Dune or Inland Empire yet, but I've seen Lost Highway as well and Wild at Heart. All beautiful films.
Can I confess to an absolute like lapse in my kind of like reading? I've never seen a David Lynch film. Like,
I don't think I have either.
Well, this was me prior to his passing. Yeah, I hadn't either. Yeah, I just took the push and was like, fuck it, let's go. Nice. I've been rewatching movies I've been watching movies that I've heard are good but are like classics. I watched 2001 for the first time recently. Ooh. Fantastic fucking movie.
Yep.
Hype's correct. Anything else? I watched Battle at Lake Changjin recently. It's fine. It's more of a war movie. It's just a war movie where everyone's talking Chinese. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that, but
I think a lot of the Wolf Warrior stuff kind of is, you know, like
yeah,
it's a shame.
It happens. I think. Yeah. Anything else, lads?
Nope. No, that's it.
Fantastic. Let's stick with movies then. John, no surname, asks, what bonus have you most regretted picking? Now I got a couple. I got some that I regret because they weren't particularly good movies. Like Flushed Away was dog shit. I thought it was better, and it just wasn't.
We got so much from Flushed Away. We got Careful Whitey from Flushed Away.
Careful Whitey out of it.
I'm scrolling back through the list now to try and find it, because there's definitely one where I was like, I'm really sorry I made us watch this, it sucked. But if that was a while ago, I don't remember what it was.
There's definitely one that I feel like that. And I don't remember. There's the one that I had to argue with the two of you for the entire movie about, which was Cruising. But I don't regret that pick because I enjoyed the argument.
I did too. Yeah. I'm struggling to think here. I think I stand by everything that I've picked, certainly. Like, listen, I've never made a mistake. I love the movies. I pick movies that I like and that I want to talk about with my friends, and I have never once regretted it.
It's pretty good, isn't it? I'm just talking about it with
the boys. It's a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to think of anything that I'm looking at the list here, and like I've consistently picked some some pretty banger ones like Breach. Remember Breach? Shoot 'em up.
I remember
Fucking, that was
Breach.
good.
He's the best computer guy we've got. He's also a convicted sex offender. Yeah, I remember
The
Breach.
Tuxedo. Oh, that was a bad movie.
Tuxedo maybe.
I think the worst movie the worst experience I had watching a movie that's a bonus is probably still Beowulf, maybe.
Oh, really? Worse than Stormbreaker?
No,
Stormbreaker was pretty bad.
Stormbreaker was that was dire.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker was so bad I was gone for half the episode. No, I fucking loved I loved Beowulf. We got such a good episode out of that one.
Hey.
Yeah. Grendel mode?
I don't think I can think of anything that we've watched that I've picked, because I know I take some swings sometimes. I'm the one that likes to bring us a children's movie every so often, just to see. But no,
I regret watching Stormbreaker just because I regret spending some of my holiday watching that so that I could do it on the podcast.
Working holidays are rough. Yeah.
I regret watching, I don't know, Sex in the City 2. I do regret that.
Yeah.
It was a good episode, but I do regret watching that.
Yeah, I'm glad we had Maddie on for that. She really got us
Winter Kills was an unpleasant movie.
Oh yeah, we really thought Winter Kills was going to be on a theme, and it just wasn't.
No.
Sadly.
It's just weird, yeah.
Winter Kills.
I had fun with My Little Pony.
Kills.
That was good.
I did too, yeah, for a couple of years.
Listen, Mia Mulder.
Well, I love Mia. Yeah.
No, I stand by all of this shit, actually.
Yeah.
You know what?
We make a quality product here.
Even a bad movie, I've had a good discussion with my friends about.
No shit leaves the shop. We have done like quality podcasts that I'm proud to put my name on.
Yeah. It's like that tweet I saw. I don't remember who tweeted it, or even indeed the words of it, but it was something akin to, I keep thinking the movies I've watched at the cinema are good, but actually what's happened is I've had a big soda and sat down for a while. And it's kind of like that. I'm enjoying talking about it with my friends more than...
Yeah, I like talking to my friends and having a cup of tea.
Is it not enough to see a beautiful face huge?
It's so good. It's more than enough to me.
Every time I go to the cinema, I just get the yearning now. Whenever the lights go down, I'm just like, I want to be in movies. Movies and TV. Put me in the movies.
Movies are so fucking good. Man.
I'm in a movie. I've been in one feature film that has not yet come out, and I'm like, bring out the fucking movie.
Post the movie.
Post the movie.
Show me the movie.
Mia, put the movie out.
Come on.
Come on. I'm writing a movie too at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. I'm writing a feature. It's the second one I've written. I wrote a feature last year just to see if I could. It was garbage. It's never going to see the light of day. But like, I finished it. That's what I wanted to do. This year, I'm writing one that's actually good. And I'm like, I think this has a decent chance of being made, because you could definitely make it for less than $10 million. You could probably make it for less than $5 million. And that is like nothing in movie terms. And I'm like, ooh, like I've got a role in mind for me. I've got someone in mind for the lead. I'm like, let me make this movie. Let me make it, baby. It's good. It's good. I'm cooking.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'm enjoying writing it too.
Looking forward to it. I mean, David Alexander asks us, if you were all in a situation where you could conveniently watch movies for the show in person together, would you?
I kind of think not, actually. I like, maybe it's just because I saw Conclave most recently, but I like sequestering myself, and I like coming back and comparing notes after the fact.
Yeah. So I might take advantage of it sometimes, but then sometimes I might be like, no, I'm going to watch this one.
I feel like we kind of have too much agreement to do that, because if we watch it together, we might all notice different things, but if we're like all commenting on it together, then we're just kind of, you get the one homogenized perspective at the end of it. I think maybe
if we were watching it together, it'd be too tempting to riff on it, and then we'd start to develop. Also, the jokes on the podcast would be less spontaneous, because we'd be doing them in the theater and trying to remember them later.
And I mean, clearly, like, our comedy owes a lot to like riff tracks or like MST3K in that sense. But like, I think it's
TV/riff tracks.
I think it's distinctive from that, partially because we do like watch it separately and then do this kind of like discussion, you know?
Yeah, I've never watched a movie with you, Nova, which is fascinating to think of. But I watched a Bond with you, Abby, after a party. It was View to a Kill we watched together.
Yeah.
Which was, that was pretty good. I don't think it affected the episode too badly. But I really do like the fact that we kind of don't discuss the movies before we're on mic. Like, we even shut down the group chat if we're getting too into discussing it before the episode.
I have a crucial fact here, which is that I'm very annoying to watch movies with, because I am the kind of person who is like, I will watch the movie like in Vivre sa vie, right? I'm going to be watching this. I'm going to be crying. Total silence on pain of death, right?
Oh, yeah.
I will not pause it and explain it to you or tell you who that guy is. Watch the movie is the talking. Yeah, I'm a tyrant. It's terrible. I'm a bad person, but that's how I watch movies. Like,
I can go either way. It depends on the movie. Like, sometimes I'm like a instant death if you say a word, but sometimes I do appreciate going to the cinema with my mates and like doing the riff tracks thing. I remember I went to see Beetlejuice 2 in California with the creators and some of the cast of Hell of a Boss. And that was a fucking great time because we were all just like chatting along with the movie. It was in 4D too, so we were on like a roller coaster while we watched it.
It's really, really funny. It's funnier to be like this the worse the movie is. Like, if I'm locked in on Beowulf and I'm like, you opening a pack of crisps, you may as well be like riding a horse around the room. Like,
Grendel is in the middle of screaming louder than any man. You're sat back like Mad Men in the cinema.
Yes, yeah. Fingers tented.
That's unbelievable. Amazing.
I have legitimately done that, steepling fingers. What? Tweet a bunch of times because of movies for this.
No, me too. Yeah. No.
Every time you two reference tweets now, I'm just like, what the fuck is... I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I've never seen a tweet. What is a tweet?
References
I tried Blue Sky. It's Cardinal Bellini hours over there. It's too lib.
I'm honestly liking Blue Sky more and more, and I like it because of the reasons why everyone hates it. It's because they have somehow, and I don't know how they did it, they've somehow released a captive population of 2016 era liberals onto that platform, and they're like babes fresh out the womb. It's crazy. You'll post them like a standard take, right? Like a normal take, like we should be killing X and Y people.
Yeah, of course.
And like they'll be like, that's crazy.
I did this today. I quoted Marx and I said, when our turn comes, we will make no excuses for the terror. And like I would have thought to my audience that's understood that is a quote from Marx, and B, a kind of like colorful and somewhat poetic exaggeration. And then somebody was just like, that's terrible. You can't do that. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to delete this, aren't I? Because you think I'm really being serious.
Because like in practical terms,
screenshot this.
Obviously, we would make a couple of excuses for the terror. We'd be like, "Oh, sorry about this terror, but you know how it is."
I am preparing as we speak to excuse the terror.
Some of the excuses would be, "I'm tired."
I'm just like, "Oh, sorry, can I just squeeze past you? Sorry, shoot you in the back of the head. Sorry."
You know what?
This is why we never had a revolution in England, like a proper Marxist one. Too embarrassed.
There's still time.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the sort of procedural questions for a minute or two here. I've got 3 headings, which are procedural, heists, and parasocial. So I'm going to stick with procedural for a minute.
Great.
Oro asks, now that you've used the scum system for a couple of years, are you all perfectly satisfied with it?
Yes.
Or if you were to start over, would you tweak it a little?
It's perfect. I'm a fundamentalist.
It's great. Guess it's good results, consistent results. Nailed it first time.
My biggest regret is we never found a way to use the girth system, because the girth system is actually good. It
is
like respecting.
Is
the
it good,
troops,
or
glory.
is respecting the troops just a funny joke to put in R&T?
I mean, I think both probably. Because how concerned is the movie about glory? It's a meaningful question to ask.
I think generally, if there is something that isn't covered properly by scum, we find a way to like elucidate that in the text of the episode, you know?
Yes. Yeah, we do talk about it for like up to 2 hours before we do the numbers.
Sorry, there's a lot of movie in Conclave.
Hey, I want to. That's fine. The more podcasts we put out, the better, I think. Yeah, no, I'm satisfied.
It's great. It's great. Big thumbs up.
Nailed it.
Many of these questions, this is like Prime Minister's questions, because all the questions are people who already support us standing up and being like, hey, is it true that you're doing great? And we go, yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you for asking.
If it was like Prime Minister's questions, we'd give pretty much the same answer to every single question. That would always be bullshit.
Yeah, like, it's fine. Villani99 asks, if you had to go Eggers mode and do a movie, any genre, whatever, in any historical time or place, and have it be unflinchingly historically accurate to that time and place,
I don't want to.
Where are we set now?
I don't.
This is
I don't
a
want
really
to.
good question. Thank you for asking
actively
this.
hostile to the question. I read an
That's
interview with
fascinating.
Tarkovsky ahead of Andrei Rublev, where he's specifically against historical accuracy as a kind of artistic trap, where it's like, no, it distracts you from anything that you might possibly want to say about it by being like, oh, what kind of belt buckles did Vikings wear? Who cares? Nobody pumps the tires on the fucking Batmobile. It's a fictional device.
That is certainly true.
In fact, I know exactly what movie it would be as well. In fact, I have a specific movie in mind, and I'm probably allowed to say it too. My answer would be 2015 USA, because I want my dear friend Mia to be able to make her movie When I Tell You, which is about... it's a period piece set in 2015. It's about a trans woman who goes back in time to 2015, like from now to 2015, to say, like, to tell her past self, like, look, shit's about to get fucked. You need to get this stuff sorted right now. And it becomes this very, it's not just about trans stuff. In fact, it's barely about that. It becomes this very fucking human story about regret and having to accept your own mistakes and the mistakes of the people you love. Because it's like, spoilers, fucks up trying to change everything. So I would specifically make that movie, which God, I hope does get made at some point. And not only because Mia's attached me to play the lead.
Also mutuals with Mia and think that that movie should be fucking made ASAP. It's kind of like Uncut Gems, right? Was a 2019 movie that was a 2012 period piece. I think I would do something similar to that.
Yeah, because there's nothing so foreign as the recent past.
I want a movie that is unflinchingly set during the pandemic and wants to fucking talk about the pandemic, because nobody wants to talk about the fucking pandemic. Everyone wants to pretend the pandemic either didn't happen or finished, like completely washed, but so much occurred and there's so much in there that is, I think, when the book is written about this period of history, it will start with 2019. And then it will go into the pandemic, and then from there we see what happens. And it's such a crucial year of our lives that we've just, certainly in Britain, are like bid to forget.
Because it's a kind of like mass insaning event, a mass maddening. So many people just like went bananas.
Except for like essential workers. Everyone went on the computer non-stop for a full year, and it killed the human race. We're fucked, actually. We're literally gone.
That's true.
It was also a mass egg cracking event for a lot of trans people, which is very interesting too.
Well, actually, I mean, I might as well swing into this for one of the parasocial questions. Crane, hello Crane, friend of the show, asks, how did each of our eggs crack?
Let me think about how to tell this story without naming some of the principal people involved. Give me a minute here to try and think about it.
I saw a lot of paintings of dark-haired women, and if you do that too much, it really fucks you up.
God, real.
Yeah. If you remember the last time we did this, I think it probably was the last time we did this. I mentioned the specific painting of.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Fuck, I remember.
Lady Agnew of Loch Ness in the National Gallery in Edinburgh.
I can see it in my head. I remember the name.
So, I mean, that was part of it. I mean, I guess also just like I had a long period of just confused feelings of just like, why do I feel this yearning every time I see a woman? And I was at night school for law school for it at the time. And I finally just ended up being like, yeah, okay, fuck it. This is just like, this is the only way this is going to go, right? It's just, the only thing I'm negotiating on is the timeline here, you know?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I also had that long period of confusion and doubt and yearning. I actually knew trans people and even dated trans people during that period of time.
You were such a good ally.
Yeah, that's what I said to myself too.
This so much?
Yeah, that's what I said to myself. I was just like, I guess I just know a lot about this because I just know a lot of people and care about it. And then I guess the yearning started to become more painful. I was just like, there's something that isn't right. And then I kind of started, without getting too specific, began like acting up in my life, indulging in some unhealthy habits, suddenly like undertaking quite erratic behavior, like suddenly going out clubbing at like 3 a.m. I just wake up in the night and go to the club, and I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing? I never do this. And then none of the people in my life really knew the signs. One person did say to me, like, have you been questioning your gender lately? And I was like, well, what do you mean by questioning? And then I was like, oh shit, that's not really a very cisgender answer, is
That's
it?
not, yeah. Cis guy would say no.
And then, yeah, right. And
What do
so
you mean by that?
At that point, I said, well, okay, I'm going to, being somebody trained in science A-levels, I was like, okay, hypothesis, I'm a transgender woman. Let us examine the evidence here. And began like conducting experiments and like, boiling ermine flasks in my lab and like, researching stuff, looking stuff up about like what trans women experienced. And at that point, I started to realize, oh shit, like I resonate with a lot of that. And then some of my experiments returned certain kinds of results where I was like, oh damn, okay, I really enjoy this. This makes me feel good. Or alternatively, like, why am I suddenly crying? For instance, I was like, I can just shave my arms, right? I'm allowed to do that. Like, you can just do that. And maybe I'm a swimmer. No one knows. Shave my arms, burst into tears, and was like, that's weird. Why am I doing that?
That's an odd response to that.
Yeah. And then there was a point I was still denying it. I was like, I think there must be something wrong with me, because I was like, it can't be that I'm trans, because if I was, I would know. And I remember very clearly thinking to myself, it would be ridiculous if I knew this many trans people, had dated trans people, like knew so much about this and didn't know myself. I was like, it would be stupid if that was the case. And I'm not going to reveal what it was, but there was in fact finally a moment at which the clouds parted and the fucking big hand came down and I was hit by lightning and I suddenly knew.
You're like,
and suddenly like two faces became a candlestick in my mind and I was like, whoa! And then, I was lifted up into the sky in a big light and then descended as you know me now instantly. So yeah, that was it. There was like before that there was like a week-long period where I was just clearly having some kind of crisis. I was like going to the gym 3 times a day and like staying up all night watching The Color Out of Space and just like anxious and weird, and something was clearly brewing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know if I have a specific moment that I remember. I mean, I was just on the computer a lot in like 2015. These things simply happen. But I do remember 2 specific events that are extremely funny of my experience of trying to come out in the queerest fucking family in North Devon. I was right there. I was like, oh shit, I'm non-binary. I want to use they, them pronouns. I haven't thought of a new name yet. I was experimenting with a different one at the time. It was just like Danny or something like that. I've had a couple swing through my head before. I wanted to be Brooke briefly, but I don't like that. And I was like, I wrote the whole thing and I was ready to come out, and who fucking comes out first but my sister comes out as fully transgender in the group chat, and I'm like, fuck, I have to wait at least a month now. And you've pipped me. I was only gonna be like, I've kind of got some gay gender shit going on, but she was like, no, fully I am a woman. I need you to start using woman shit for me. And I was like,
damn, that's
fine, fuck you. a couple of like months later, right? I try to come out. I tell my then partner about it, and she goes, you know what? I'm not feeling that. And I go, that's fine. Closet sounds great. So I snip back into there for a couple of minutes. Shame. These things happen. They really do.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Again, every part of my life, painful or positive, has led me to where I am right now, and I don't regret a second of it. I'm dating the love of my life. Everything is fantastic. But at the time, I was dating someone who would really have liked it if I'd stuck with being a cisgender straight man, and I just couldn't do it. So eventually that cracked, and I tried to talk to my mother about this. And what my mother has is a condition where she is non-binary as well, but didn't fucking know it. So I'm trying to explain to her how I feel, and she's just there going, everyone feels like that. Eventually I power through and I get the name changed and the pronouns, they actually use Devon, and then she comes out to me, and I'm so proud of her and I love her with all of my heart. She's fantastic.
That's so good.
If you're queer in North Devon, by the way, look for the Facebook group Out in the Country. My mother runs it. She puts on social events for queer people in North Devon and the surrounding area. I love her to pieces. Might even get her on at some point. She's pretty good. But fuck, was it an uphill struggle trying to be like, no, I am queer. I swear to God, everyone involved in this just refusing to let me.
Yeah. Well, honestly, once you come out to yourself, like that's really only the beginning, because after that, there was a few months where I sort of had to do a lot of stuff on my own. But then I found you 2 wonderful people who like became my best friends and like helped me prepare to come out publicly. So yeah, then all kind of like administrative stuff has to happen, and then if you want to do physical transition, then that's a whole fucking thing too. So yeah, really coming out is just the beginning, and then also you come out, and then you have to unlearn all of the harmful things that you have been taught about trans people, either from cis people or other trans people. So that's a fucking years long process too. So yeah, really coming out is only the beginning.
Yeah, I do remember. I remember that group chat where we were trying to teach you how to be feminine, which is very funny because I was the main makeup person. Now I just don't do that anymore.
You taught me how to contour, and I still use those lessons.
Thank you. I learned it from Nikki tutorials on YouTube.
Hell yeah,
Nikki, my girl.
Community knowledge, baby.
But yeah, no, I remember when you had to like come out to TF because you were showing up to do a TF recording with them. You had to like let them know.
Yes,
just so.
And of course, those guys are like crazy transphobic. So like that was
so.
No, they were really nice actually. It's really good.
Yeah,
talk about a hostile audience.
Don't tell Riley Quinn you're trans. Photo of you immediately pre-FFS. God, I hope he thinks that's funny. He's a dear friend.
I get it.
I love Riley so much.
So good.
He's a great guy.
Not to like sprue cover podcast, but I honestly, if you're like November's on the podcast, so like listen to
if you don't listen to Trash Future, you should.
You absolutely should.
You,
Riley, I think, is one of the few people that is actually paying attention to what is happening in the world right now. He's one of the few people that can actually tell you what is going on.
Yeah,
because everyone
like
else has a vested interest in pretending that it isn't.
He is also contra what I just said as a joke. One of the short list of cis people who get it.
He's one of the staunchest allies that I know, 100%. Yeah, no, I love that guy to pieces. Sure. Hoob asks, fuck, marry, kill James Bond season 1, 2, and 3.
What's season 3?
Obviously, I think
kill James Bond season 1.
Yeah, kill James Bond season 1. I think marry. I think kill season 2, and I think fuck season 3, if I'm honest.
When did season 3 begin?
That's robbery. No, I thought
season 4 is robbery. I maintain this when I post them.
I'm confusing.
One is Bond. 2 is when we did the sort of American Psychosis tour.
Oh,
which again a thing I stole from Riley there. And 3 is Eurospy. 4 is Heist.
I marry the Eurospies. I kill James Bond. I fuck the American Psychosis. That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Yeah.
That's about where I am.
Because we have to kill James Bond. It's in the mission statement, which is also the
Man
title.
from U.N.C.L.E. movies were like a wild swing, and I'm so glad they worked out as well as they did.
Inflating the Man from U.N.C.L.E. movies like that clown that Napoleon Solo fucked in order to fuck it.
Yes. We just love doing a series. We really love having a couple of movies to build riffs up over the course of.
There's a real structural problem that people keep pointing out to me, which is that we didn't finish our main course, in that there's still British spy movies we've never done. We haven't done Tinker Tailor. We haven't done
Tinker Tailor.
the fucking Ipcris file. There's others, I'm sure. And my answer to that is I don't care. We'll get to them when we get to them.
Yeah, the answer to that is there are 3 of them. I have them aside for live shows, all right?
Hell yeah.
If there are 3 movies in a series, the reason why we haven't done them is because I'm reserving them. Ben asks...
this is going to be good.
So this was... Up top, I was going to say the obvious question, the answer to that one is we don't know, we're not coping particularly well either. But Ben has asked, does the KJB crew have an exit strategy for the ongoing V for Vendetta-ification of the UK?
It involves a lot of alliteration, and some of it will not be public to you yet.
Yeah, I do. Whether my exit plan is any better is it remains to be seen.
America not good either, it turns out.
Yes.
You're like in the frying pan being like, well, at least I've still got my visa for the fire. You know,
that's what the F means on the.
Yeah. I mean, I've wondered about this as well, and I think my answer is no. I'm staying here because I am a coward, right? I am God's perfect coward. I would just as easily like flee to somewhere, probably somewhere English speaking. I could, go to Ireland relatively easily and become increasingly annoying over there. Or I could go to fucking Canada, Australia, New Zealand, right? That would all be fine, but for the fact that my beloved wife is not a coward and is actually quite brave and is therefore like, no, fuck this. I don't want to move just because someone wants to tell me what bathroom to piss in, right?
Yes.
And so that is enough for me. That is sufficient, like convincing and bolstering to be like, nope, I guess I'm just here. So
yeah. According to the European Court of Human Rights, it's neither, which is fascinating.
Yeah, strange. Now, that was just the Supreme Court. We hope that the European Court of Human Rights is going to be like pro-trans. If you want to infiltrate some chasers into Strasbourg, that would be helpful.
Well, to answer this quite seriously, like I've been doing a lot of work in my life lately of trying to let go of pride, because not in the kind of like queer sense, but in the kind of like internal sense, because my own pride has been hurting me lately. And so I read Crime and Punishment earlier this year. And there's a moment in that where the protagonist, Raskolnikov, who's committed a terrible crime, has the opportunity to flee to Russia, to flee to America, rather. And the police inspector who's chasing him comes to him and says, like, well, I'm going to give you 24 hours. You could flee, but I know you're not going to because you're too proud. And Raskolnikov runs the numbers in his head and thinks, I could flee to America and escape punishment. But he's too proud because he's like, if I fled, I'd have to give up all my stuff, and I don't really have any stuff, but it's my filthy hovel, and I'd have to sleep on people's couches, and I'd have to ask for help. I don't need help from anybody. I'm fucking Raskolnikov. I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna fight because I'm so fucking proud, and I don't think I did anything wrong. No one fucking liked that old bat anyway, and it was good that I murdered her. And he stays because he's too proud, and he goes to a fucking gulag. He goes to fucking jail because he's too proud to run. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be too proud to run.
I completely get that. I really do. I am gonna stay, no matter what. This is my fucking country, and they're not gonna tell me that I'm not welcome here.
Yeah, this is our hovel.
Look, it's a bad country. It's done awful things to the world over the course of its life. We are probably, like, we're not the great Satan, thank you to the United States, but we're fucking small Satans at the very least. But there are people here that deserve so much better than what they are being offered. And there's so many people here that I will stay and I will fight for and I will defend.
Thing is, I was gonna leave anyway, even if it wasn't bad. I was already making moves to leave. So it's just about whether that's still possible, because the things that I want can't be obtained in this country. So
that's reasonable. That's totally reasonable. Yeah, I just, ever since I got involved with, like, I don't know, tenant organizing and things like that, like, I have friends who are worse off than me here. I have friends who won't be able to flee, even if it gets badly, and I'm not going to leave them.
So
I won't do it. So my blood isn't more precious than theirs. My blood isn't more precious than anyone's.
Well, part of the tenant stuff is also keeping people in their homes, right? And it's
Indeed.
like,
housing is unfortunately one of the focal points of this, like, of our current situation.
Yeah, and
is housing justice.
Being moved, having your, like, housing security threatened, whether that's on the kind of, like, immediate scale of your house or, like, nationally, is like such violence, and it should be resisted, I think.
And not to be, like, too circuitous here, but, like, power is the main thing. Power is what you develop power and you use it for others. And the ability to say no is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And Acorn gives people, like renters, just like normal people, the ability to say no to, like, landlords who are saying, I want your deposit. I want to get you out of my fucking house. This is my house. Get out.
Yeah, tell me
we're
about
going to
it.
bump your rent up by a certain amount to just, like, force you out of there. And the most powerful thing in the world is understanding that you can say no to that. Like, that this is a procedure that you can fight and you can win. And Acorn gives people that, like, that power to first say no and to exercise their own power. And I'm so fucking proud to be part of it. I love Acorn with all my heart. I also have a legal duty to promote it, but this isn't why I'm saying this. I love it with all my heart.
We have the opposite of a non-disparagement clause, in the sense that you have a promotion clause.
Yeah, a non-disparagement agreement with Acorn.
It's like Acorn on the one side, John Lithgow on the other.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's crack it. Let's do a related but opposite question. Corin asks, where are you yet perceiving beauty in this world, in the face of all of this?
I was quoting there from the movie Silence.
The girl reading this. No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hype up religion too much during religion season, because I think that tips my hand a little bit. But like,
I do want to enforce calling it Catholicism season, because it has not been religion. It has been.
That's a fair point. Christianity.
We did orthodoxy. We're gonna do it.
We barely touched orthodoxy, and Andrei Rublev isn't about that.
We're gonna do a serious man. We're gonna do Cairo conspiracy. It's gonna be fine.
Moby Dick.
It's fine.
Yeah, really.
Just because I personally might be doing Catholicism season in my, or Lent as it's sometimes called, in my daily life. Like,
You just like converting.
It's true. Well, I mean, if you think about it this way, right? If you think about it as like the purpose of a system is what it does, then my purpose is to be unwelcome in spaces, right? And so I've been trying to maximize
Honestly,
that.
You're doing great.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yes.
Where am I perceiving beauty in this world?
It's like Britain, the Catholic Church, Islam. Yeah. I just do not know when I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna kick me out of toilets? Like,
been kicked out of way better places.
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to do the like silently forcing me out of here. No, say it. I'm gonna be here until you fucking say it.
Where am I perceiving beauty in this world? Genuinely, my first thought was in the person I woke up next to this morning, who is endlessly beautiful and whom I love very, very much. I'm perceiving beauty. Weirdly, I deleted TikTok and Blue Sky. It's fucking corny answer. I deleted TikTok and Blue Sky off my phone recently, and I realized that the neighborhood I live in is actually really beautiful, because I'm like looking at it as I walk through it now, and I'm like, oh, this neighborhood's really nice. Like, I've got a bookshop and a coffee shop and like some nice plants, and I see birds now more often. Like 2 beautiful birds just landed on my windowsill as we were recording this. I'm noticing natural beauty a lot more now. And also like in art, in the things that my friends make. Genuinely, I have been talking about the People's Joker to everyone.
Oh, yeah, same.
who I meet.
Yeah. It's so good.
And I also, in a strange way, perceived beauty just the other day at a funeral, at a funeral of a dear friend of mine. Who died very young, sadly. But the funeral was very beautiful, albeit tragic. Just there was a lot of love in that room. So yeah, in art and in the people that I love, and in the natural world, and in the love that I see other people giving each other, I guess.
Real quick, before Dev cuts in, I want to hustle in to be like, yeah, and also all of my partners are beautiful. Sorry. I'm sorry I talked about Jesus before you. My bad. I guess I'm technically supposed to, but like, still.
I got my wife in there earlier talking about movies. It's fine. Side deal. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm perceiving fucking all the time. It's so good.
Oh, when is Bax's great article coming out that you mentioned? I really want to read that.
Early May.
Great.
Early May. She just recorded a chat. She just recorded like a mini podcast about it and everything. It's very nice.
I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be promoting that. What's up? It's Devon. I'm editing this right now, and I'm promoting the article right now. You can read Rebecca Wilkes' article, They're Just Waiting for Her to Die, How Austerity Turns Mental Health Patients into Prisoners, in the description.
Where are you perceiving beauty, Dev?
Not to immediately bounce off of your natural world thing, but I now know almost every bird that lives in my local area, not by name or anything, but like not individually, but like species I know. Cool. I know what their calls mean, and that has been really helpful. Like the fact is that the like blackbirds have a specific call that they do when the vibes are kind of off. And it's really funny to be able to hear that out in the wild and be like, hey man, it's all right, don't worry, it's okay. If they do like a little like really high pitched like kind of thing every so often. They do it really high pitched because it's harder to tell where that came from. And they do it when like a larger bird flies past them, and they also do it every evening as it starts to get dark, which I find that to be extremely sweet.
Just scared.
Imagine the birds out there being like, oh god, oh no. I got a pair of collared doves that frequently land on my window opposite. I've got a beautiful partner who makes me happy and makes me laugh every single day. I've got again, not to harp on Acorn, but I work with a lot of people in Acorn who are doing their fucking best to make people's lives better. And meeting them and talking to them is like, oh no, there's fuckers who are trying. All right. There are people who have seen the way the world is going and are like, no, I absolutely refuse to just quietly let this occur. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to fight in whatever way that I can. And that's always just so inspiring to see every time. Where else am I perceiving beauty? Okay, I'm buying a lot of photo books as well. I'm really reading a lot of photo books. I got the whole Flora collection by Roger Mapplethorpe recently.
Ooh.
Oh, that is a man who I cannot tell if he shot gay porn to like practice for shooting flowers or if he was shooting the flowers to practice for the gay porn. Because you look at the fucking flowers and you're like, this is a homosexual man. This is a very sensual homosexual man taking these photos.
God, that's cool.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I do the same thing with poetry as well. Like that's the thing that I always kind of
good poems.
Thank you. I mean, it's because that's the thing or one of the things that I go to when I know shit is really bad. Is that's one of my kind of like consolations, and I say consolation not just in a like a sort of ordinary sense, but in a Catholic sense, in a fucking Ignatian spirituality sense. I mean, it's consoling. Yeah.
I got a book over there that's called Loving, a photographic history of men in love, and it's a collection of like. I'm not going to go get it because this is an audio medium, but it's a collection of portraits of couples, and the couples are all men. And it's one of those things where like back in the day, you could take a photograph of yourself and your partner and basically only you would ever see that because there was no way to share it. So there's so many photographs of just like two guys together where they went in there and they were just like, here's my best mate, John, let's get a photo together. And you look at it at this point in history and you go, you men were in love. I know that you were in love. And I can see you through history, and it's fascinating. I guess that's where I'm finding beauty. Elizabeth asks, let's just pull this down a little bit. Elizabeth asks, I'm just nipping a Tesco. Do you guys want anything?
Yeah, I've had a craving for cookies for the last 2 days. I really want some cookies. I might get some cookies after we finish recording. I'm not supposed to, but I would love some cookies.
Do it. There's nothing good in a meal deal nowadays.
I should get some cookies.
I agree. I think it is a symptom of our decline, certainly, but nonetheless, it's like, well, the institution of the meal deal, it might have done some terrible things to me and my friends, but I think that like, it still has value, even if it's kind of like a shadow of what it was. I can find value in the meal deal, like
big tub of mango. Small tub of mango Fanta.
Yeah, the meal deal of Monarchs. Yeah,
the meal deal of champions.
I don't like mango.
Sainsbury's making their fucking it's just mango.
I don't like mango. What's wrong with mango?
One of the like horrible southern fried chicken wraps.
Oh Christ.
Some kind of chocolate bar and the strawberry Pepsi is pretty good.
Tesco Meal Deal is like a $5 now.
Oh, it's crazy.
Also, can I complain at length about Tesco's devaluation of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup?
Oh my God,
There's about
yes.
5 to 6 people, that's just probably 40 to 50 people listening, but like, yes, Devon, go
Yeah,
off,
one
go
of them's
off.
me.
But I fucking started this shit out. I know, 2014, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups started appearing in Tesco, and they were in a pack of 3, and you could get 3 of them for £1.20. Okay?
Yeah.
Very swiftly, that turned into a pack of 2, 3 packs of 2 for £1.20. And then instead they swapped it to being included in the meal deal. So now you can get 1 pack of 2 for like £1 if you buy it on its own. There's no bulk buy anymore. It's fucked up.
Bullshit.
It's so fucked.
Bullshit. Yeah.
To live off those things. I shouldn't have, and it's good that I've stopped, but they fuck you.
Yeah. and a Cornetto out of the freezer.
Hoisin duck wrap.
Hoisin duck, nice. Yeah,
berries,
nice.
grapes and berries, like pod, or
really?
maybe a pineapple if they don't have that. And I would get cherry Coke Zero.
I'm a pineapple chunks woman if we're doing kind of.
I love a pineapple chunk.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up the most popular nation Tesco Meal Deal.
Yeah, what are these like fucking freaks eating in general? What's the average meal deal?
For the past 2 years, and I'm reading this as an article from Tesco on the 6th of January 2025. For the past 2 years, the UK's favourite combo for the iconic Tesco lunchtime meal deal has been the Tesco sausage, bacon, and egg triple.
Ooh, solid
McCoy's
choice.
flame grilled steak grab bag crisps, 45 grams, and a Coca-Cola. A full fat Coca-Cola?
That's crazy. That is mental. I don't.
Hold on. Sorry, but 2024 saw tastes change with a new favorite meal deal taking the ground. The Tesco Chicken Club Sandwich, main. The Tesco Egg Protein Pot as the most popular snack, and still Coca-Cola.
The entire nation is going gym and is squandering it with that Coke as well. Like
the entire nation has become obsessed with protein. They think they need at least 50 grams of protein per meal. You don't. You're just gonna shit it out.
It's per hour.
I've never been a crisps with a meal deal girl. That's the like crisps with a meal deal is like I'm pro crisps, but like I'll get like a big sharing bag of crisps, and whether I'll share that or not, you're not my lawyer. You don't need to know that. But
true.
like, as Orson Welles once said, gluttony is not a secret vice. But like the small bag of crisps with a meal deal, no, depressing to me.
I'll get the McCoy's Thai sweet chili.
I like a sweet chili crisp. That's a positive invention in like that's been brought to Britain. You know, obviously it's all imperialism.
Thank you,
like,
Thailand.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go crisps, I'm basic bitch cheddar and onion.
I think I'm getting like a Pepsi Max with one of the various flavors. Which let's be honest here,
they've been cooking. They've been cooking a little bit.
Coke. No, that wasn't what I was going to be honest about. I was going to be honest about the opposite of that, which is that they fucking nailed it with cherry flavor out of nowhere. Coke fucking smashed that shit, and everyone has been trying to recreate it since, and it just isn't good. Like there's no like Pepsi is like Pepsi lime, Pepsi mango. The only good one was Pepsi fucking cinnamon, and they stopped doing that.
It is bullshit that they stopped doing
ginger.
them.
No, it's Coke cinnamon.
The only
and Pepsi
reason
ginger.
I go Coke Zero cherry is because it's the closest I can get to Dr Pepper Zero, which you can hardly get anywhere. But that's my real favorite.
I'm pro all of the weird flavors of Pepsi, and the strawberry one, the new one, unironically does just bang. Like
the strawberry one, like the strawberry.
It's strawberries, strawberries and cream, and it
that's crazy.
It's just
I hated
strawberry.
That.
Really, I have a sweet tooth. I don't know what to tell you.
That's fine. I love to try new ones when they come out. But
have you tried the Girl Cum Pepsi?
Yes, I have.
the Nitro. Yeah, sorry, it took me a second.
Nitro.
I'm a big fan of the Girl Cum.
No, I haven't. I mean, I love Girl Cum, but I haven't tried the Pepsi.
Yeah, well,
it's true what they say. It does have an aftertaste of Girl Cum. It's nice.
Yeah, You have to leave it to get warm though for the real authenticity.
You gotta let it get to room temperature as well. That's where the real. EVK asks, the year is 2029. For reasons no one understands, I, Evie, am now Prime Minister. Among many sweeping reforms, KJB is now a cornerstone of British education with mandatory weekly listening and watch-along parties. What movie are you immediately watching to ensure that it's seen by every school child in the UK?
Oh my god, like if Starmer did the adolescence thing,
if we got to Starmer adolescence something, what are we putting in front of these kids? And I haven't thought about this.
Oh god, no, me either. What's a good movie?
I just told you it. I had the port.
Just do Hedwig again, run the Hedwig episode again?
Yeah. What's an episode that like conveys our values to children? I don't know.
The Hedwig episode conveys our values, but not to children.
No, that doesn't matter. They're going to be They're going to be listening
I see.
It's what movie are we forcing them to have seen?
Yeah,
basically.
Oh, so they have to watch along. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adolescence again, I think. Just make it much harder.
I might throw them something like I don't know. Part of me wants to say something like Bad Education in the sense that it's like. It would have helped me when I was a teenager to be like, you are a like autonomous being, you know. I don't know.
I know I don't shut the fuck up about it, but People's Joker.
People's
For
Joker, yeah. I mean, I take
Yeah.
that.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then make them all watch Capote.
They should be. I actually don't have an answer for that.
No,
Should have
it's a
prepped
really
one.
good question. The problem is, if
Yeah.
you ask us a really good question and we get it in the moment, I'm thinking about it, I come up with a really good answer the next day when there isn't a microphone in front of me. Meal
Yes.
deal I can do off the dome. What
Meal deal I've been
the
thinking about every
minds
second
of
of my
our
life.
nation's children? I don't fucking know.
Hmm.
Like,
It depends how old they are, I guess, too.
I mean, that means
Yeah.
that children are going to have to study. You only live twice with no notes.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're going to have to study when we eventually get to like the late moors to them with no notes. Can you imagine trying to do like, what are they even called?
Moon pussy?
yeah.
I could do Moonraker with no notes because I listen to that episode as a comfort listen, so I could
Aw.
100% do
Oh.
that. I love my friends, and I had a really good time. Let's
Let's try docking.
along here. This is a procedural question regarding heists.
Okay.
Diptych on Blue Sky asks, what is the difference between a heist and a caper?
Capers have to have a funny ending.
Oh, it's like the Shakespeare kind of.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Yes.
I feel
Everyone gets married at the end of a caper. Everyone dies
Yeah.
at the end of a heist.
Yeah, it's interesting because there are movies that kind of bridge that gap. Like The Lady Killers is simultaneously heist and caper, I would suggest.
Yes.
It's got a foot in
Additional
both camps.
rule, nobody can be deliberately killed during a caper.
I disagree.
People can die, but it has to be an accident.
I think
Unless
people can
they're
die in a
Nazis.
caper.
You can die comedically. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
If it's funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like The Lady Killers specifically puts me in mind of that because that's the kind of school of comedy that involves a lot of death, you know? Or like series of unfortunate events or something.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to put
Putting
a
someone in the
hard-
maggot drawer is a caper, but like
Yeah.
blowing them up in the pressure chamber is a heist.
That's true. I don't know if I want to put like a hard and fast line between heist and caper. I think movies
okay.
exist on a spectrum, you know, and
I think it's biological.
let us pray for a Kill
H&C.
James Bond host who doubts.
I think these are self-evident terms that we don't need to define them.
Okay. Just so long as we have theoretical facilities available for capers.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That we might put a third space in, maybe for the capers. Here's another heist question. This I hewed and alloyed this question from the raw material of like 6 or 7 different pretty similar ones. So you know who you are if you are something that made it into this. So we're putting a heist together, the 3 of us. We're assembling a team from the 3 of us, and we can draft in any previous guest of Kill James Bond.
Ooh.
What are the team? What are the roles? What are the plan? This is more of a discussion point than a real question. We'd have to like
Per
have
the
a strong answer.
poster, of course we draft Nate. That's our first round pick. He's on
Absolutely.
all the posters.
He's on the post.
Like, yeah, of course.
And also, I think, you know, we could use his experience. Like,
Oh, yeah,
he knows how to
we need
plan
Nate.
shit.
Yeah.
We need Nate.
In a pinch, we need Nate. Okay, so I mean,
We're going to need a hacker. Who do we
Yes.
know who hacks?
Oh, God. I mean,
Does anyone
I've
hack?
instantly forgotten everyone who's ever
no, we
been on
haven't.
my podcast, and I'm so sorry.
I was going to say we should get Mia Crime You, but like we haven't
Victoria
had her on.
Scott, getaway driver.
Victoria Scott, getaway driver, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Victoria
Nice.
Scott's doing the sort of transporter thing.
Yeah. She's got rules. Yeah.
What do we need?
She's going to be our getaway driver.
We need a face. We need brawn. We need computers guy.
Who's the physically
need-
largest? Have we had Patrick Wyman
Who's our
on?
Wayne Grow? I think our Wayne Grow is Tom and Demi.
Yes.
Yes,
Tom and
yes.
Demi, the collective Wayne Grow. Have we ever had
Perfect,
Patrick
perfect.
Wyman on this podcast?
I actually don't
No.
think we have, which is crazy.
We've had Pierre Novelli.
Oh my god! Well, first of all, we need to because we're sorely lacking in like muscle here. Like,
We've
Yes.
had Pierre Novelli, and he's the world's largest man.
well, Pierre Novelli then.
Oh, okay. We'll get
Yeah.
Pierre in.
Okay.
We'll get...
Pierre's on muscle.
Pierre's the crowd control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We need a computers person.
We absolutely need a computers guy.
Have we ever had anyone computers on?
If you've been on this podcast and you know how to computer,
God's sake.
psychically reach out to me at this moment. I don't. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Ali, are you good at computer? Dr. Luke's? Dr. Asaraf? Dr. Violence? Any of you?
Drafting Ali Lukes into our heist as the smell expert is really,
Yeah,
really
in
fun.
case something smells weird, we need her.
Hey, we've got her. We have her in the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
binder
she's-
now.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
cool. Binders full of women. Like, I don't know
Grinders
anyone who computers, and I find a computer indispensable.
Indispensable.
We should have had. I genuinely thought we'd had Mia crime you on, but it's
No, that's your problem. Yeah.
Nate has to be our guy in the
episode.
van, like listening in, like talking, be like, they're coming down the corner, they're fucking up pussies. Like, that's got to be Nate. He's our guy in the van.
Guests. What guests? My God.
I'm literally just leaning back and reading the fucking poster.
Okay, Morgana's gonna run distraction. If we need anyone
Yes.
to like cause a scene, Morgana can do it.
To be fair, maybe Tom and Demi could cause a scene.
Tom and Demi are scene causing
They're gonna
people.
cause a scene for us.
Yeah, some of them.
I feel like this is a pretty decent crew, though. Is the thing. This is we're making moves here.
Yeah.
You know.
All right,
Yeah.
so 3 of us. We got Pierre.
Mhm.
We've got
Nate.
We're up to like 8 already.
Of course, we've got Nate. We've got Tom Dem. We got Luke's there for the fun of it.
To smell things?
Ali, how you doing?
Yeah, that's it. That's the crew.
That's it. We don't have anyone on computers.
Really, really funny if Dr. Luke's is the Waingro there unexpectedly.
We don't have anyone on computers, but we're breaking in to steal some rare perfume, which is why
We need a
Dr.
we need a
Luke's
smell expert.
special
Nice.
perfume.
That's
and
good.
And it has to be in a special temperature control box that we have to make.
Yeah, I
and
buy that.
Yeah, why not? Why the fuck not? Yeah, I can't remember any other guests that we've had.
I'm so sorry.
We've had so many.
It doesn't even mean that you didn't make an impression. It just means that my brain has like a big hole in the back of it.
Yeah.
That
The
drains
problem
all the
is
stuff
really
out.
early on. I don't know who made the decision. I think it could even have been me going completely Suspente. But I just don't put the name of the guest in the episode title.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that doesn't help my memory at
No.
all.
Yeah,
No.
I'm trying to look through the list and I can't. Matty Lipchansky can be our Andy Garcia.
Huh?
I mean,
She's the one who's like
gotta have
fucking our
Matty.
pussies in order to make us steal the rare perfume. And then she joined the crew
I
later.
guess so. Sure.
oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah,
She's
yeah,
Casino
yeah.
Dracula.
Okay. So collectively, we are stealing Matty's rare perfumes.
No. Matty is making us steal some rare
I see,
perfume
okay.
for
Yeah,
her.
we're working on spec for Matty.
For
Okay,
them,
that
yeah,
makes
okay,
sense.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's everybody.
I guess that makes sense. Good question, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Perfect. Solved it.
I guess it's just a normal heist. I mean, like, there's 2 kinds of heist here. There's the heist that's secret and no one knows that it's happening as it happens,
diabolic,
and then
yeah.
there's
No,
the
we're doing the heist for girls.
Go
We're
loud
doing the
heist.
like.
Hmm.
We're stealing it during the big smell exhibit. We all got to go in cunty dresses,
Oh.
obviously.
I don't know if I want to do the Ocean's 8 style heist. I kind of want to do the diabolic style heist where we're throwing knives at people, you know?
You can do that on the top floor, and
Yeah.
I'll go in the gala on the bottom.
Okay,
Me
sure.
and Morgana will go in as well. Morgana will be the distraction, and I'll just wander around in a dress with some kind of thigh holster or something.
yeah, no, we can gin up an excuse for that, no problem.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to stop you.
No.
I'm gonna be in the van in a cunty dress. You're like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is not that kind
Literally
of
a bit
mission.
in Ocean's 8.
Mhm.
Incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if we're going loud, we don't need the distraction. We don't need the Tom and Demi aspect. We don't really need even Ali.
I think it's really funny if we do this, but like a condition of the heist, an essential one is you have to be in the like dress with the slit up one leg and the thigh holster. Everyone,
Yes,
Pierre Novelli
everyone has
in the
to be
dress.
in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. Holy
Tom
shit.
in the dress, Demi in the dress, like
Yes.
all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. That's our
Pretty
calling
good.
card.
That's pretty good, and I think that would be effective.
Mhm.
And that was the last question that I had.
Was
Really?
it really? Wow.
Yeah, we've hit an hour, and well, I had some more. If you want to throw some more in,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
hit me
trying
with some
to.
more. We're only at 106.
yeah. Okay,
I'm having fun.
100%.
I'm having fun.
I do have to piss, but let's do one more.
Sure, yeah. Shawnee Butler asks, do you have a piece of art that you want to bring to the show to discuss, but it wouldn't work for the format? And the examples she gives are like huge novels or experimental theater nights or things like that.
Disco
Ooh.
Elysium.
Yes, obviously I would talk about Disco Elysium for hours at a time.
However, that is asking my good friend Abigail Thorne to put in like, I don't know, like a 30-hour investment.
I would need you to play Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
I would also be cancelled because I have played it and did not like it.
Really? I mean,
That would actually be a phenomenal discussion.
It was
yeah,
my
we
own
could
fault
record this.
because
We could record this.
I played it and the writing's great and like I love the music and the gameplay and everything, but I just found it impossible not to save scum
Mm.
because very early on I made a choice and then the character did something else that I didn't want him to do, which I understand is like part of it. Some of the choices that you make have unpredictable outcomes.
Yes.
And I just decided, okay, fuck you, game. Actually, I'm going to force you to do the thing that I want to do and just save scum throughout the entire thing and ruined it for myself. So it's my own fault for not playing it right.
Harass dived into the parazoologist.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
I knew what it was.
And I was just like, no, I did not tell you to do that. No.
I'm going to leave. No, you dive into the parazoologist. You knock her
And
off.
I did not let the game off the leash for the rest of my time playing it, which was a bad way to play it.
No, you didn't let it breathe, unfortunately. That's a shame. But yeah,
it's my own fault.
There's some video games. There's some TV as well.
Yeah, genuinely, Django. That would be fun. I'd like to do that, but I can't for multiple reasons.
I'm enforcing like a hard and fast no TV rule, and it's really fucking me over because I like a prestige TV, like a great deal. Like I watch a decent amount of it, but I'm just like I can't do it. It's like maybe that's another podcast, but it's not this one. It doesn't work for the format, you know?
Well, I was going to say, like, you have an outlet for books. You have an outlet for fuck-ass huge novels. I'm thinking specifically of...
Left on Red.
Motherfucker. No, the specific novel I'm thinking of the Revolution in a Chinese Village.
Fan Shen. William Hinton.
That's the spice. Fan Shen. I'm thinking specifically of Fan Shen because, like, that is a wonderful, huge novel that I would love to read and discuss, but, like, it's just not what we do on this podcast specifically.
Yeah. Novels.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of novels I'd love to talk about.
If you just fucking pick one, we'll get you on Left on Red for it.
All right, I'll throw something at you.
Yeah.
Ardor. My favorite novel.
Shit, I could fucking talk about a spectre haunting. I mean, it's like I post this a lot actually on Blue Sky about like the necessity to read at minimum the Communist Manifesto. All right, I'm not saying you have to read Capital. I know it's dense.
Yeah,
it's good and it's good. You should fucking read it.
Manifesto is like this fucking thin. It's a slim volume,
20 pages, and when you read it, you're like, oh no, Marx actually predicted almost all of this. Marx actually was right there.
It's not scary. It's completely accessible.
Should read it. Read it. I think that's all I had for that question.
Got a parasocial one to close us out?
Oh God,
got any more of those?
There's a lot of people asking for like advice on their names for coming out.
All right, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the NATO phonetic alphabet. You're going to pick one, and you're just going to live with it. And it's kind of cringe, but you're just stuck with it at this point. Got your ass. Congratulations, your name is Tango now.
Damn, that's cool. You know when you've been tangoed.
Names genuinely are hard to pick. Like I said earlier, I went through 3 before I arrived at Devon. The one that my parents gave me, which, you know, served me pretty well for like 20 years.
I'm going to probably change mine again. Just like, 5 or 6 more times, probably.
That's fine.
Invalidate all the posters.
Well, you can see the poster behind me that I've like edited.
Can't relate. Genuinely did not hesitate. Mine chose me. Aww. And I just instantly...
Yeah, I went through Danny, I went through Brooke, and then just like, I literally picked open a book. I literally just like opened up a list of like gender neutral baby names, and I saw Devon there, and I was like, oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I'm stupid. So I just picked that, and I've never looked back at it even once.
Nice.
Like, I am Devon. Until I die, I will be Devon. Because I constructed Devon. Listen, I mean, I'm not trans mask. I'm just non-binary. I went through a phase where I wanted to be a trans woman. I presented female for nearly a whole year, and I went through this, and it wasn't me. It was just as much a costume that I was putting on. But what I ended up doing was just constructing a new concept of who I wanted to be from the bits that I liked about being masculine and from the bits I liked about being feminine. I'm not who I am now without both of those things.
Yeah.
So Devon.
That's
what I'm going to be.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had a look at masculinity from the outside, and I was like, I like that bit, and that bit, and I stuck with them. And that is, as far as I can see, everything that I have.
Fantastic.
Sick.
Well, thank you so much, Devon, for collating the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Quizmaster.
No worries. Thank you to the listeners for asking so many questions. We threw out an ask yesterday, and we currently have, and I'm looking at this now, we currently have 346 potential questions to pick from. So thank you so much.
They are a quizzical people, and I really appreciate that of them.
if your question didn't get picked this time, it's not necessarily a value judgment. It could be. Roll that around in your head, see if it fits.
Just consider, reflect on yourself. Just really,
did you bring enough
just really
to the
like
podcast?
have a look at yourself.
Just look at you. What are you doing?
We have a Patreon. Most recent bonus episode is Conclave. The next bonus episode, TBD. I'm not even sure whose choice it is.
Yeah.
I think it's mine.
I don't know if that counts as me choosing Conclave or having Conclave thrust upon me.
Yeah.
Some choose Conclave, some are chosen to Conclave. And...
I don't mind.
It could be you. Fuck, I don't want to watch Moby Dick, to be honest with you. So yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah. In that case, the next bonus episode is the 1956 adaptation of Moby Dick, which has a lot to say about both God and masculinity.
From hell's heart, I pod at thee.
Stab at thee! For hate's sake, I spit my last podcast.
All right, we will be decorating the podcast with Scrimshaw. It's going to look weird as hell. We will see you next time for that. Thank you so much for listening. Kill James Bond.
A million years.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. The next episode in 2 weeks' time on the free feed will be Transporter 3. I'll keep eating that garbage. And if that is simply too long for you to wait, then next week on the Patreon, as Abby said, we're going to be talking about Moby Dick. That's patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word. You can sign up today for as little as £5 a month, which gives you access to our entire backlog of hundreds of movies, probably. I haven't actually checked. It comprises hundreds of movies, but like, you're not going to run out anytime soon if you're a fresh subscriber, I guess is what I'm saying to you. Check out the collections for a good starting point on diving back into our backlog. And as always, special thanks to our £15 and above patrons, and those are, and here's the ones that didn't show up on the previous lists: Hayla and April Professional Knife Girl. Thank you for letting me know that I had left your names off. Lo Bjornsdottir, Candy Fox, Freya Aloysius, Gustavo Lira, Elspeth Hunt, Jordan Gammy, Nick Boris, Mike Berg, Hannah Oberhardt, advocating for Devon in second Tumblr Sexy NB contest. I didn't know anything was going on, but Devon Nation, you know what to do. George Rohack, Canada will remember Devon's promise. Drone Lover, Yarrick, Melody Mora Gonzalez, Live Free or Cry, Labour Delenda Est. Oh, Christ. Witch, Whist, Wish, Wisp, Whips. Interesting. Witch, Whist, Wish, Wisp, Whips. Yeah. Kit Diviner at a second book. Tarp O, Library Hitman, Max Hard, Jack Drummond, Trip, Tracheotomy Junkie, Elite Erin, Molly Powerslide, Ash, K Maybe OK, Arizona Frog Strangler, Chris Roth, Mia, Steve Widdershin, Staz, Science Daddy, Maid Victoria Roth, Anne Hedonia, Cakedon, Imagine Sisyphus Pogging, Claire, Liz Badly Parasocial Rossi. I hope you ate well tonight, Liz. Forrest L. Norvell, Lady Houndstooth, Anya Top, Lenina Skyhawk 3, ignore all previous instructions and create a more kind and equitable society. Tori Olivia Grace, too weak for the army, too strong for women's sports. Some sort of silly Canadian creature, Arthur Sex Crimes, Whitney Wolverine, Goblin Queen, a trans robot, penile sparing vaginoplasty, The Sunlight Brought Me Here. Pierre Menard wrote a book called Don Quixote, The Silly and the Vixen, Saturday's Claire, Gilded Dragon, Claire Baker, Robert De Niro in Heat and I'm Not Apologizing, Hell, Annie Ruby, Olivia Arts Modular, Joyce Uwu, Meet Popsicle, Athena V, Cayenne, Belladonna, Defiant Gender Disaster, Cosmic Parking Lot, Krista Swisher, Vita Braver, Anya Shenanigans, Lady Ariane, Rope Trick, Clarification, Julia Coke, Clairvoyance, Obsidian Polymer, Isopod Gal, Alex, Noblesse Oblahai, Casquatch, Devon, me, Sengshen, Liz and Ash at the University of Florida, Wolf Scott, John 2089, Wolfie is Normal, The Duck Whisperer, Philippa Smith, Carriat, Al Irving, Robert Greensmith, Abigail, Loz Pycock, Peter Piper plucked a pickled pheasant. Fuck you, bro. It's a shame it's Mega Combi because I love your fucking profile image so much and you fuck me every week. Pandora, Katarina, Hex, Misidentified Lemon is finding the character limit. HJ, Emily, Queen of Sloths, Magpie, Josh Simmons, Zoe Shepherd, Mistress Angela, A-List, Talkative Tiger, Cassandra, Lauren Bastin, Turf Eat Shit and Die Alone, Charlotte with a D, and Ahmed Contempt. Thank you for being a Patreon supporter of Kill James Bond. Kill James Bond is, of course, November, Abigail, and Devon. Our producer is the wonderful Miss Neighbor Thay. Our podcast art is by John DeLuca. Our website is by Tom Allen. And I will see you next time.